No, TJ's hype being a Cowboys fan because that's all they have is hype. Is there any meat on the bone for the Cowboys this year? Because it's a lot of hype. It's like a Yeezy album. We don't know when it's going to come out, if it's going to be good. There's a lot going on.
Usually not. It's like the hype man is better than the artist themselves. And Jerry's usually the hype man, and it's usually out there in Oxnard, and everybody's fired up, and man, we look good, and look at this roster, and and then it leads somewhere between 7 and 9 wins. I just don't buy the defensive side of the ball with them still. The situation with Dak is less than ideal. With him having to miss any time after all the time he's missed. A lot of people are selling Zeke's back. He's going to be dominant. I don't know. I think they're kind of where Pittsburgh was a year ago with the offensive line. Sometimes Father Time comes for a bunch of guys at once in a position group. And age, injury, it all kind of conspires against you. And I just don't know that they're going to get their best 5 out there with the consistency that they're going to need. I have reservations about the Cowboys.
Well, it's crazy, Jason, when you look at that entire division, there's not one team I can really wrap my arms around and celebrate and get excited for, and especially the Philadelphia Eagles. And news coming out that Devontae Smith is expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks with a sprained MCL. Brockman was freaking out because Jalen Hurts was ranked on some preseason pre-draft board as like a top 10 fantasy quarterback. Let's talk real football, though. What's happening in Philadelphia? And forget just losing out on the draft pick from Carson Wentz.
Well, I mean, look, they're not ready to anoint Jalen. I think there's a lot of quality clay there to mold, and I was impressed more often than not by what I saw him do a year ago under duress. But there are movers and shakers there. They're not a front office and an ownership group that tends to sit still. So, yeah, they'll be. They have been, and they will continue to evaluate any and every quarterback situation that might give them an opportunity to upgrade. And there's obviously significant mitigating circumstances with the Deshaun Watson situation. But they are not ready to say we absolutely have the guy while they are entertaining that idea and wanting to be, would love for that to be proven true. But, yeah, the division, I don't know, man. I lean to WFT because of that defense and because of some of the additions they've made on offense that I think will just provide a baseline. And because they have a lot of guys who are young, Gibson hasn't been a running back that long. Logan Thomas hasn't been a tight end that long. But for what they've already showed, small sample size, and without having the Haskins thing and all the stuff they were dealing with a year ago, I leaned to them before the COVID situation. And now I take a step back because if at this point they're still dealing what they're dealing with, having a coach who's, a cancer survivor and potentially immunocompromised, and him being as sort of out front and honest, almost begging these guys to do the right thing, and still not enough of them have that. I can't look at that and say that portends greatness. Now maybe those numbers will change drastically here in the near future, but I think it would be naive to pretend that COVID, is not going to play any role in this season because it already is.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.